Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 launched, and there are a lot more options and unlocks that came with the full game that's changed from the beta. Whether you're chasing the best settings, looking to communicate better with your team, or want to learn more about all the newest strategies and movement metas, we've got you covered with our essential Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer tips and tricks. Struggling to rack up those hefty kill streaks and much prefer the Scorestreaks system instead? Well, you're in luck, as there is now an option that will allow you to switch between Killstreaks and Scorestreaks. When visiting the Killstreaks menu via the lobby, you'll find a toggle button that allows you to switch between the two methods of unlocking Killstreaks. So if you're new to Call of Duty or are a more objective-minded player, you might want to make this switch so you're not relying entirely on eliminations to carry you through Killstreak unlocks. We recommend running Automatic Tactical Sprint, which allows your character to sprint automatically when moving. This reduces the need to press other buttons to toggle sprinting. Be sure to turn off World Motion Blur and Weapon Motion Blur. While this setting is mostly designed for a more cinematic experience, you'll find it makes the environment and your weapon very blurry and significantly more challenging to see what's happening around you. Communicating with your team is crucial in Call of Duty, especially as you face more challenging and experienced opponents. For this reason, we highly recommend using the locational ping system. When holding down the ping button, you'll be able to select from several alerts such as watch, loot, attack, help, go, regroup, defend, and quiet. By default, ping is mapped to the up button on the D-pad when using controllers and Z on keyboards. Enemies and traps can be pinged by double tapping the ping button, which will create a danger ping, warning your teammates of impending danger. Reload canceling is now a thing of the past, as Modern Warfare 2 has introduced a new mechanic known as checkpoint reloads. Those reload checkpoints are essentially different stages in the reload process. So, for example, if a weapon happens to reach the second stage of its reload process and you decide to cancel it, the reload process will not resume from the beginning when reinitiated. Instead, it will pick back up where the reload left off, rendering the weapon useless until you fully complete the reload animation. So if you encounter an enemy while reloading, you'll want to switch to your secondary weapon as quickly as possible. It's worth noting, though, that you can completely cancel the reload process when initiating the action if your weapon's magazine has not been removed yet. For this reason, it's recommended that you only reload your weapons when it's safe to do so, and you're unlikely to encounter enemies. While it will take some practice, we highly recommend incorporating melee attacks into your gameplay. When faced with close combat situations such as running into enemies unexpectedly when rounding a corner, more often than not, melee will be the most effective way to kill your opponent, as you'll likely have time to land between 1 and 2 melee hits before they can effectively ADS and accurately land some shots on you. Like Modern Warfare 2019, you'll have to rely on the compass at the top of the HUD to determine where enemy fire is coming from, as it's displayed via a red dot on the compass. However, if you're looking for a more traditional minimap that's been seen in past installments, you'll want to use the Bird's Eye Ultimate perk. This perk will zoom out the minimap and all UAV and radar pings will reveal the enemy's direction. Upon dying, be sure to take note of the death screen that appears, as this will display a live, zoomed-out view of the map. For those paying attention, you'll have a short moment to watch players as they traverse and fight across the map. This offers a chance to plan and strategize potential lanes and areas you'll want to explore when respawning. Arguably one of the most underrated field upgrades, the tactical camera, is an all-new item that essentially acts as a security camera, allowing you to monitor areas around the map. This camera is beneficial for monitoring commonly camped locations, choke points, and objectives. It can even be used to watch your 6, as you'll be alerted by a sound every time an enemy is captured within its view. Furthermore, due to the versatility of the tactical camera and its ability to be placed high up on walls discreetly, it can often be the perfect tool for capturing enemies within highly trafficked lanes, especially when smoke bombs have been deployed and your visibility is low. In situations like this, using the camera and tagging enemies that your teammates may not easily see can be extremely helpful and possibly even turn the tide of a match. In addition, using the tactical camera field upgrade to mark enemy players will earn you small amounts of XP. While it's minor, it'll add up over time, especially if you're using it strategically. Always use your equipment. Hoarding tactical, lethal, and field upgrades while you wait for that perfect moment will provide no advantage. With quicker time to kill and faster paced matches, you'll likely die before you even get the chance to use them, wasting any opportunities you may have had. If you haven't played some of the more recent iterations of Call of Duty, you'll most likely be looking for Dead Silence, a former perk used to remove footstep sounds. Well, it's no longer a perk. Instead, Dead Silence is now unlocked via field upgrades. As a result, Dead Silence will be limited on use and it'll now require activation and can be only recharged after its depletion by earning gun, melee, and throwing knife kills. So the question begs, is it still worth the trouble? Well, that's up to you and your playstyle. If you're a dedicated stealth player, you'll likely want to run Dead Silence. But if you're not, you're probably better off selecting something more useful, such as the tactical camera, DDoS, or even the portable radar. Remember to always be on the move when an enemy targets you, so we recommend that you implement the movement technique known as strafing into your style of play, especially when firing upon enemies, as it'll make you more likely to dodge any incoming bullets. If you're new to the series, strafing is best described as the act of walking side to side. Before going guns blazing into unknown encounters, remember that you have the ability to jump and peek over walls. This is a great way to survey your surroundings before running straight into the action, unprepared for what lies ahead. Bunny hopping was the new movement meta that took the beta by storm. Simply put, bunny hopping is the movement of pre-aiming and quickly jumping around corners. After the initial jump, though, you'll want to finish the movement off with another jump, which will create an effect as if you're almost bouncing across the screen. Let's face it, slide canceling is a bit of a touchy subject amongst the community. Love it or hate it, the popular movement meta of sliding and quickly canceling out of the movement doesn't seem to be making a return to Modern Warfare 2, or at least not to the same effectiveness that it was in previous games. Now, while slide canceling still exists, it's an overly complicated process that requires the input of several buttons in quick succession. And if mistimed, you're going to be at a rather big disadvantage during encounters. These are just a few tips to get you started, especially with Season 1 of Modern Warfare 2 coming up soon, November 16th. What's your favorite loadout to run? Let us know! For more tips and tricks in Call of Duty, be sure to stay right here at IGN.